And we are live.
We are live. Hey, everybody.
I think that's working. Wow.
Surprise.
A last minute live stream?
Last minute live stream
A
Q&A.
this minute live stream.
Yeah. I guess with the new change in our life, which is right here.
Oh, there he is.
He's sleeping right now. It's hard to plan things ahead of time. Thing if he behaves.
So we have no idea how long this lasts.
Yeah, but we thought it was good to give you guys a quick little update and take some questions. I mean, a lot has happened in the last month and a half.
So without further ado, welcome to another episode of the Boho Frequency
Q&A. Puppies and babies.
Puppies and babies. It's a good title, maybe.
Yes.
Maybe we can come up with a better title.
Speaking of puppies, by the way, guys, we'll take some questions in a bit. We just thought it would be nice to get some updates.
Yeah, we have a very sporadic list of stuff that we thought we should update about. And
all your comments right now that are coming in are so sweet.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing you guys are here. We just with no warning. So first and foremost, thank you for being here with us on this beautiful Saturday. Is it Saturday?
Saturday afternoon. We are here at Love Burger again, as you can see.
The thing about being new parents is you never know what day of the week it is.
Especially for the first month. I feel like everything's kind of blended into one experience so far. So days turn to one. We just
it's crazy.
Flow through it.
It's foggy, but it's beautiful. It's like a beautiful fog.
Yes, exactly. And now that we're back in Osara, Love Burger.
Welcome to Love Burger in Osara.
We thought it would be nice to give you guys a few updates. So the first thing that was really exciting, it's not only want to talk about it because we literally have 24 hours left.
There is I think a little less or a little more. There's 36. It ends tomorrow at midnight.
Is the fundraiser that we started in honor of, and it is for our good friend Leah Battle and her sanctuary, her dog sanctuary called Territorio de Zaguates.
So a little backstory in Territorio de Zaguates is they have almost 2,000 dogs since the pandemic here, just outside of San Jose in Costa Rica, and they're in desperate need of a medical clinic. We caught wind of this, and it sounded like something that we could do and sort of kick in our energy and our support, because it's been really, really difficult for us since the loss of Prince. And I think one of the main things we've been looking for is somewhere to put that energy in a positive light.
Yeah. And so when we saw that she needed assistance, we're like, well, why don't we, donate a good amount of money to help her build this medical clinic that she's in dire need and make it in honor of our fur baby that we lost. But then as we were talking about it and thinking about it, we're like, well, why don't we actually open this up and allow other people to also have the opportunity to donate and to help in honor of their loved ones? And
so she was looking to raise $40,000 American dollars, and we came up with this idea for in honor of, where anyone that donates through the fundraiser more than $12 gets to put in the name of who they want to honor, because I think that we learned through making our video on our other channel for Prince that we aren't alone in how we felt when we lost him and how we felt about our relationship with him over that 9.5 years. It was the most amazing 9.5 years, and he was one of us. And losing him felt like losing a piece of us, went with him. And so we realized when we put out that video that so many of you guys have felt the same way, or currently feel the same way about an animal or a companion in your life. And so we thought for anyone that donates over $12 that we talked with Leah, and we're going to make a giant plaque, and it's going to have everyone that we're honoring's name and the country that they're honoring that pet from. Yeah. And so that they can all live forever together.
And it'll be right at the clinic, right where the clinic is constructed, somewhere around the base of it. We're going to put this plaque. And so if you guys are ever traveling through Costa Rica, and once, I know right now they're closed because of COVID, but once they open their doors to volunteers and people coming in to do their walks with the dogs, you can go and see your beautiful animals' name and your donation.
And you can see this physical representation of your love for that companion.
Because this clinic is going to help save thousands of lives of these animals.
And she's also going to open it up as a neighborhood free spay and neuter clinic too. So she's going to use it to spay and neuter all the dogs, because right now they have to travel with the dogs to spay and neuter them, to integrate them into the pack, the 2,000 dog pack, which is insane. Now they're going to be able to do it right on site.
Yeah.
And we passed the goal, and it means she's going to get the clinic. And so first and foremost, above all this, we want to say thank you to everyone that's.
Yes.
But then secondly, we talked to Leah very recently, and she's got huge plans now that we've gone above to make the clinic more effective, bigger, and to basically put more equipment to do more amazing things for her 2,000 dogs. So we're above the goal that we were looking to raise, but
we wanted to extend it. So we extended it for one more week.
Which ends tomorrow.
So we wanted to kind of give you guys a quick little update on that. And if you haven't had a chance to check it out yet and you wish to contribute in honor of someone that you love, you can go to fundraiser.com/in honor of, and a live stream here that you guys can check out.
It's the first link in the description.
Coming in, and Leah is just beyond excited and so grateful for everyone that's come together and helped her. Like, this has been such a big dream of theirs to complete, and it's going to help them out so much. So,
and it's such just an emotional thing, because it is truly a physical representation of the love that we all share with our furry companions, or our feathered companions, or whichever companions it is, but in a physical form. And Leah, when we were talking to her, like, was literally in tears, not just because she gets to complete the clinic, but also because there's so many people out there that have such a deep love.
Yeah, and that love for their animals will continue to live on through this physical space that will continue to give forward to the animals that are here on this earth right now with us. So thank you guys if you've already gone and donated, and thank you for checking it out if you will. And that means a lot to us.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So secondly, we mentioned the Boho Beautiful Life channel, but I think we really wanted to also say thank you to everybody who's traveled over to their second channel.
Yeah, so you guys will see, like, that channel is a lot more personal. You'll see a lot more videos of Xavian. He's right here.
He's right here.
Guy.
He's sound asleep.
He literally will wake up any second and be like, I want boobs. So
when that happens, we'll pull in a little closer to the camera.
But yeah, so you'll see tons of other more personal stuff out there. And when you go there, if you can subscribe, that would mean a lot to us.
Yeah.
Because it's a fun project of ours.
It's actually
very close to our hearts.
We've only recently started diving into the analytics of the YouTube channels, to the degree of realizing that tons of people that watch our videos on this channel and on that channel aren't actually subscribed. So if that's you, and you want to do something to help support us and help our content rise to the top, because it's truly one of the measurements of YouTube's algorithm, which dictates everything on this channel and on that channel. If you're subscribed here, if you could take a minute to go over to that channel, bohobeautiful.life or Boho Beautiful Life, and subscribe, that'd be awesome. And if you're not subscribed here, because when we look at this channel, so many of you guys just log onto YouTube and just search our videos. They don't actually subscribe. So if you can subscribe here too, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, it helps our videos rise higher up in the algorithms of YouTube. It's a strange little
it's really weird
world of YouTube.
Once you start learning about it too. YouTube's a really weird place.
But we're on it.
But it is, though, you know what I mean? Then that's one of the reasons we started the app, is to just sort of start having a place that we can control more and have to worry less about things like subscribers and our content rising to the top and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, if you can and you're not subscribed to this channel or that one, that's amazing. Yeah,
and I see lots of wonderful comments. Mark's going to try to read because he's closer to the camera.
I'll get,
But a lot of you guys said earlier, this month has been a little bit of a blur for us. He's actually 1 month old today. So it's his birthday. 1 month birthday, which is very special.
He's a month old.
So a month ago, he came into this world, and gosh, you guys, the experience that I went through to bring him here, that we both did, because it was a home birth and it was a team kind of journey.
Strictly support, spiritual support to the intense transition that Juliana went through.
Intense.
And witnessing her strength and her power, you guys, it was so beautiful. You guys would have been so proud, and actually will be, because we shot a bunch of it, not very detailed, but we're gonna
make a video about it, just talking a little bit more about home birth and kind of how it went and my labor in more detail.
Like, not insane, like scary insane, but insane just because I think on a spiritual level, I've never seen you go through anything like that, and to be outside watch you.
Yeah. It was 33 hours, the labor.
Oh, you're letting that out, eh?
Yeah. Most people know how intense it was. It's funny. We talked about the campaign with the dogs. We launched the campaign on the Monday, and then on the Sunday, and then the next day I went into labor at like 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And then it went all the way through Tuesday into Wednesday morning.
He was born on a new moon, though.
He was,
which is really special.
And so.
And we're going to talk a lot about it, I think, because I think through this experience, we learn so much with our midwives and the doulas, right? And I think there's a lot to say about
just home birthing and what's the power and control that is taken away from a lot of women, I find.
Or the choice.
Right?
Yeah. Which is power and control.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And so I think it's an important conversation to explore because, women are going to continue to give birth forever.
And it's being
the cycle of life.
It's being so intensely medicalized. Yeah. And to a degree where I think a lot of the choice is kind of not given as an option unless you take it upon yourself to go and learn and that's why we believe, and we've talked a lot about this lately, that this kind of conversation, not just for women, but for men and husbands and fathers and mothers and everybody to start talking about is so important because there's something so special, I think, about having a choice.
I think that's what it is. It's just having a choice.
An educated choice.
Yeah, it's not that one way of give birth is better than the other. I think, as we've talked about before, you guys will see in our other videos on our other channel, but, most importantly, women need to feel safe wherever they are, right, to give birth. But I think what's also important is for women to understand that you have a choice to decide where and how you want to
and
have
who
the
you
experience involved. And yeah, exactly. So I think it's a very important conversation that we're very excited to talk about once we're ready for it.
So you can go to youtube.com/BoHoBeautifulLife, the second channel, the links in this. And there's actually, we put up a few videos already about one about Xavian's first sunset. Thank you guys so much for all the amazing energy from that one and from his birth announcement video. I don't even know if we've done, I started doing a few comments last night, but it's so intensely emotionally overwhelming to dive into that much energy that I think we're kind of nervous to begin because it's so beautiful.
It is, and it's also difficult right now at times, especially with the newborn, to find the time, as many moms would know in the very first month, having to really find a balance between computer time, work, and taking care of a little one. But we read them, which is amazing. God, even though we can't respond to every comment, and just seeing the energy pouring in, and just the fact that there's so many people out there in the world sending a beautiful, loving energy towards our little one. He doesn't even know it.
He doesn't even know it. It's so amazing. When we put up that first video, I think we made it on a whim, and it was just we wanted to just do something really arty and creative, like his birth announcement video. And it was going to be just for family, and then we kind of we shot it without really anything, and it just happened so organically.
The one in San Jose that we did?
Where we had the home birth, and we saw it. It was it hit such a chord. We were like, will other people resonate? Will it resonate with them? And then we just saw this
outpour of people and loving energy. It was unbelievable.
And not only would the video then bring tears to us watching it, but then reading it was just, anyways. I don't know, it was just, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Honestly, and on behalf of little Xavian, Xavian Lionheart.
And a lot of, actually, I've seen a couple people asking if what the meaning of Xavian is.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, so Xavian actually translates to the bringer of light.
There's a few translations.
But the one we resonated was from the Basque culture.
And so we were really drawn to the idea that he would be, for us, the bringer of light into our life. And he sure has been.
Yeah, and then Lionheart is a very strong and powerful name. And it means
courage and bravery and loyalty.
Yeah.
And strength, like you're saying.
Yeah.
And I think that was, we literally, within minutes of that just coming to us, it was kind of like a download. Hey, that
And it
one.
was funny because
We didn't name him until he was already born. We
No.
didn't know what we were going to name him. Maybe Xavian wasn't even on the table, I don't think.
No, and that was one of the things we didn't want to rush. We're like, when the baby comes, we wanted to meet him, and then the name we found would come to us, because it was hard for us to come up with a name before we could actually hold him in our arms and see him. And we didn't know if it was going to be a boy or girl, because we kept it all a surprise.
That moment when she was like, "It's a boy."
It's like, oh my God.
It was so crazy. Because we had no idea. And we had gone through a period of time at the start where we were sure it was a boy.
And it would kind of.
And then there were like these signs that it could just be a girl. And then we decided not to care or think about it a lot.
But it's funny. So then when he was a few days old, we were in San Jose. I didn't leave the house. I was obviously in a very different mode, recovering, being with him. But Mark would always go and do some errands and get things and supplies for us. I remember one day you come back and he was like, he had this middle name. He's like Lionheart, and you just threw it out there.
Well,
you were like, you're just gonna say no to it.
Yeah. We have this sort of banter that the two of us like to do, where I come up with ridiculous ideas, and Juliana, I do it kind of to entertain her, but sometimes I really like the ideas, but I know she won't like them. And it could be anything. We went through about 6 months of it with names, where I'd be like, Lightning Bolt, or let's name him Bobathin. Or like just the most, and she'd make that face she just made there, which is so adorable.
Like, no.
And then I'd be like, I know. So when I came home with Lionheart, which is literally in the car, was just driving, and it just downloaded.
Yeah.
I said it in a half joke because I expected.
But then once I heard it, I was like, oh my God, that's so beautiful, and that so resonated with the intention we wanted him to have with the Xavian name, and for him to walk forward in this life as he grows and becomes a man himself, to always think about, like, my parents gave me such a strong name that I have to live up to that.
Yeah, because the thing for me, I remember when I remember being in grade 1 and our teacher having a name book, and I remember she gave every person, went through the whole class and gave them the meaning of their name, and everyone had such crazy names with not regular names with crazy beautiful meanings. And when mine came up, literally the name from the book she had, mine was Warlike One. I was like, one. I remember this so vividly. It was in grade 1. I was like, does that mean I'm aggressive? Or that am I a fighter? And I started really thinking about my identity, and that really brought identity thought process into my life. I think that was like a turning point for thinking about who I am, how I behave. Is that destiny? Is that whatever? And it changed the way I looked at myself. And I think, or I hope, that when he learns that his middle name is Lionheart and what that means, that it will allow him to reflect on who he is at that time in his life as he walks forward into his teenage years and adulthood. And I hope it inspires him to live to that identity. Mm-hmm. And I hope that it will affect him in a deep and personal way and in a beautiful way, because I think if my name had been Lionheart, when I got the meaning from my teacher, I think I would have been like, I have to be more giving, and I have to be more compassionate, and I have to be, rather than I'd be more angry and warlike. I was literally asking myself as a grade 1, should I start fights? I remember it was a very confusing time. But I don't know. Her family and my family did not like the middle name.
Well, I think it was very different, and our families expected it to be something a little bit more, what's the right way to say it, regular?
Well, hang on a second. Let's talk about expectation versus, if you say they expected it, because, look at our life and look at us compared to our families. I think they wanted it to be safer and more traditional.
Safe and traditional is the right way to put it. But I don't know. Everything we've done in our life has been the opposite of safe and traditional. And so we just followed the path that is unfolding for us, and we follow our hearts. And to us, it felt right to name our first child such a beautiful and strong name that he would be proud to wear for the rest of his life, and that is a gift that we can give him to begin this life with.
And Xavian, other than Lionheart, Xavian is a badass name, I think. I don't know. It's strong. Strong. It's just strong. Bringer of light.
Yeah.
Anyways, we talked a lot about this, eh? Lots of comments coming in. We're going to get to comments in just a minute. What else do we have on the list here?
Some of our updates. We also wanted to say that Mark and I, as we've been getting back into things, and for myself as well, getting back into my routines, eating well and nourishing ourselves has been crucial. And that's actually something that's really helped me really gain my energy back. I mean, I've 4 weeks postpartum now, and I'm slowly getting back to yoga, and my body is kind of slowly getting back to where it was beforehand. And I owe it a lot to just the good food and the good nourishment we've been able to nourish ourselves with. And it's fitting because this whole podcast, we started working with a company called Sun Warrior, and they sponsored this podcast today. But Sun Warriors, maybe some of you guys know about it. It's protein powders. They have all different kinds of supplements, but I've been using a lot of their lean shakes, or lean meal. Sorry, not lean shakes, lean meal. And it's like a protein mixed with a meal replacement kind of vitamins and minerals. And I've been putting that into my smoothies every and I really like it fills me up a lot, and it's helped me a lot to start my days, especially in this postpartum stage.
And when you were pregnant too.
Yeah.
Sunwear, strangely, we were really enjoying their products long before we even started talking to them. So when they reached out to us to start working together, we're like, of course.
Yeah, we're like, we use you guys all the time.
So we have a coupon code for anyone that wants to try it out. It's just Boho. So if you go to sunwarrior.com and you use the coupon code Boho, you'll get 10% off.
Yeah.
But it's less about like trying to get you guys to buy it, and I think it's more just about us talking about the value of food and nourishment. And for me, my life has changed so much since Juliana. Business, a lot of the business. There's also like I've watched more.
Other husbands and partners out there can relate to
and
you.
Getting up, literally, I had a 5 a.m. wake up.
We were getting the 14-day yoga meditation program ready for you guys that launched on January 1st. And we were working on that like tirelessly in December. But yeah, you were getting up at 5 a.m. just to help because there's a lot of editing.
Oh, it was insane. And there was a lot of trouble we went through, like with the music, having to find new music last minute. There's a lot of crazy stuff around that. So my schedules have just turned into just like power schedules. Like every minute of the day counts. And I honestly don't think I could do it without stuff like Sun Warrior and proper nutrition.
Yeah.
And so I use the vegan. Well, it's all vegan. So I use the Warrior protein and I meal shake, the lean shake.
The lean meal.
The lean meal, the snickerdoodle or the caramel.
They have these like new flavors that they started, which are quite sweet. So usually I'll put like half a scoop of it, but it's more than enough to kind of fill me up.
I go 1 and 1 from each. And then they have vegan omegas, which they've been really cartilage.
Well, everything's kind of getting back to its place, right? Like after you birth, and that's what they say for the first 2 weeks to take it really easy, because not only is like my uterus shrinking, but like bones and organs are shifting and moving back. And so for that, like you really have to be very mindful of what you're putting into your body, and the fact that you're also, whatever I'm eating, he's eating as well, because he's strictly breastfeeding right now. So like nutrition, and not that we were never mindful of it before. We were very mindful of it before, but now more than ever, I'm like, I need to make sure I'm getting this much protein and this many vitamins and minerals, just because I feel like I have a greater even responsibility, not just for my body, but also for him.
I keep looking down in the screen at his tiny little face peeking out. Look on the screen there. How adorable is that? Lift him up just a little bit. He's just so out of it, eh? Oh, little Xavian. Sorry, sometimes Xavian interrupts my thought pattern, and I just like the whole world stops. I'm like, look at his face.
Spend time just like staring at him because he's so little and cute.
So anyways, Sun Warrior, thank you for sponsoring this video and this podcast. And if you guys want to check it out, just go to sunwarrior.com, 10% off with the coupon Boho.
Yeah, and see if you're looking for some good protein powders or meal replacements.
And with or without that, honestly, it's all about what you put in your body. Everything, optimization. I don't think either of us, even with a child, have ever been more optimized. And I think it's not just the levels of amazing vitamin D we're getting down here, but I think it's all about the fresh fruits, the organic veggies, and all of the supplementation.
Just eating, closer from the earth, eating less processed foods and more clean, like you said, organic, well prepared, highly nutritious food.
There's an amazing vegan supper club in Nasara
that we signed up for.
So on WhatsApp, there's this group going around town, and there's about 120, 130 in it. And Fab from Love Burger runs it. And every night of the week, a different vegan chef in town cooks a meal, and you come with your reusable Tupperware, like your glass Tupperware, every night, and you get a different meal, which saved us so much time and energy. I think this is the best thing that ever happened to us.
Well, especially like since giving birth, because in San Jose, when we spent a month after he was born, we actually usually you have like your moms or your family coming in and cooking for you, because obviously I'm not cooking, and it's so much for Mark as well, but we didn't have anyone, like our families are back in Canada. And so we actually found this amazing vegan chef that would deliver food because of COVID.
Well, we're in San Jose.
Yeah, he would just come, you order it, and then he'd drop it off at your door. And so for a whole month, we were just always
Eating
ordering
his amazing food.
his amazing clean food. But then now that we're back in Osara, back at home here, fact that when we arrived, the supper club started. It just makes life so much easier for us, because we really only have to eat breakfast and lunch, and you only
I don't
you don't eat breakfast.
Intermittent fasting.
Yeah, and then the dinner is always like cooked for you, so it's been quite a beautiful.
It's so
gift
cool because it's like the top 5 chefs in town, and they all are trying to outdo each other. So anyone who's in the club gets to actually reap the benefits of them trying to outdo each other. It's so good. Like the other night we got one meal, and it was like a 5-course meal in a little thing with all these little sauces you put. It felt like I was at a high-end restaurant.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's nourishment. And if any of you guys are interested in plant-based eating, just to say, because we get a lot of questions about it, we do have a plant-based book on our website. And we do have the program Detoxify.
Yeah, Detoxify we actually shot in Costa Rica.
We shot it here, yeah.
3 years ago. 3 years ago.
Wow.
I know,
time flies.
And it's an actual program with videos and cooking videos and yoga, of course, included into it.
And it's all super clean eating.
Yeah, so if you guys are looking for some guidance, especially I find right now, and right, it's like news, and it's just all fear mongering and telling us how we just have to wait for a vaccine, but it's like there's no conversation about what we can actually do right now to make sure we're optimizing ourselves and keeping our immune system strong and healthy. And the best thing you can do to keep yourself healthy is like nourish yourself with healthy food, like vitamins, minerals. Like you are what you eat, right? Clean eating and making sure you eat lots of veggies and fruits and legumes and grains. Like just fill your body with high vibrational foods, and it will make sure that your body is constantly working and thriving in the most optimal way, which will of course then keep you more protected from all crap and viruses that might be around you. And I'm not even talking about COVID. I'm also talking about like anything like colds and just regular. Talking about COVID. I'm also talking about like anything like colds and just regular influenza.
It's so crazy. You'll see like COVID propaganda billboards, whether like whatever it is, like it's usually fear-based, it's usually like stay-at-home based, and all that has its place. So when I call it propaganda, it still is sending a message from an organization, but literally be right next to like a McDonald's billboard, and it's just like, doesn't anyone see that like one is attached to the other?
Yeah, like if we're gonna speak about you have to wash your hands and wear a mask, let's also talk about you have to make sure you're getting lots of vitamin D, like even if you're supplementing it, or make sure you're eating your veggies and your greens, like
and
that
exercising
should
and getting outside if you can, spending time breathing, like Wim Hof breathing was like huge for us over this last year. And I don't know. But yeah, plant-based eating. If anyone's interested, there's a book, or just start Googling stuff. There's so many great creators out there doing amazing things in the health
YouTube channels.
space.
There's, vegan food and plant-based eating.
Someone asked if our little guy is going to be a vegan.
Well, he so far is. I was vegan throughout my whole pregnancy, and I had a very, and now, I'm breastfeeding him.
And now he's back there. And every now and then he just peeks up.
He's healthy and had no complications. He said even though my labor was quite intense.
There's a whole reason for that, though.
Yeah. It was, it was healthy.
It was a beautiful, healthy birth.
And it was a beautiful birth, and I'm very, very grateful for that. So he is definitely a vegan.
So let's move on. Let's move on to
we'll take some
Q&As
questions from you guys.
We're good for that, eh?
Yeah, there's been I've been watching as it kind of goes through, and just reading all your wonderful positive energy. So thank you guys. I know we keep saying thank you all the time, but really means a lot to us to get your love.
It's incredible. Yeah. It honestly is. So let's if you guys want to ask some questions, we'll run through it. We'll pass some of the more personal or specific stuff about baby because we're going to move all that over to
like I see
youtube.com/GoBeautifulLife. So the second channel is going to be really about that, but we'll answer some of it.
I was just saying, I just saw someone ask, like, how was your labor? And it's like, we did briefly touch on it in the beginning of the live stream. We'll do a full video for you guys about that.
On the other channel.
Yeah.
So go on over there and subscribe if you haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how was the labor is the main thing. So Juliana, just in general, Willow Goodall wants to know how you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just straight, like, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Yeah. I mean, the first month was intense for sure, with just getting the hang of being a mother, and obviously the intermittent sleeping and all. We all know that that's what happens in the first month. He sleeps maybe 3 hours through the night. And obviously getting my breastfeeding going, that was a little bit challenging the first week or so. But now that we're slowly kind of in a better rhythm, like, I'm feeling good. Like, my energy is starting to come back a little bit. I'm finding a little more balance. And actually, my mom's coming to visit next week, which is
Calgary,
from Calgary. She's to go through, like, the States now, because
don't get me started on Canada.
All the travel restrictions in Canada, flights canceled, all that stuff. It's crazy. But we're still trying to get her here, and you could still get here through America. And so she's going to come, and that's going to be a huge help for us because, with everything, like with the business, like, I haven't been able to do anything really, because has my attention 24/7. And, if he naps, I'll get on my mat. And I started doing some yoga and just very gently, like, listening to my body, because obviously there's a point that's like, I want to get right back into it because I'm so used to being, practicing daily and having the strength. But obviously my core is weak. I have to really start from ground zero, building my core. So I'm doing, like, gentle Pilates exercises and yoga and breathing, just to help myself slowly get back into it. And being patient with myself has been a huge lesson, because, like I said, my old self really wants to just snap right back into things, and you have to really give your body space and time to heal, because it's grown and brought a human out somehow in a miracle way. I have to respect that. And so
it's so crazy, because I think about when you were pregnant all the way up, like the day before labor started, we were at Territorios de Guatas doing a hike with the dogs, like through the mountains of San Jose. Like, she was hiked, like, fully
and there were moments
baked,
when I was, like, started to feel, like, kind of like cramps, and I was like, I'm going into labor, and I would, like, sit down and then get back up.
But you were pushing all. I mean, everyone would be like, "Are you pregnant? Because you're doing it really easy." But you've been also, like, I don't know, you've been quite, what's the word, vibrant, I think. And I'm just speaking for myself. I'm looking for her to confirm it. But I think she's been incredibly vibrant, and just, like, I don't know, like, I think I expected it to take more of you away for a while. And other than the intermittent sleeping, which literally yesterday she turned to me and goes, "Do you think you can get used to intermittent sleeping? Because I'm doing pretty good
I
now."
started to, before, in the first weeks, it was hard. Like, in the daytime, I was like a zombie, and I was like, I needed naps all the time. But now,
in a week at least.
Yeah, like, I get up in the morning, like, I'm okay.
Amazing.
I have a coffee now. My midwife said it was okay for me to have one coffee a day. And I do, just to give me a little bit of that caffeine to help me get going through the day. But so
amazing.
I'm doing well, you guys. I'm doing well, and I'm excited to actually in a few weeks to start shooting videos for you guys again. I think I need a week or two to still build my strength.
A week or two.
But then even just more gentle beginner classes.
No,
I'm excited to get in front of the camera and shoot new video classes.
Okay, so just some fire off quick questions because they're backlogging. Lisa R, what's Wim Hof breathing? Wim Hof's amazing. I won't get into it. We don't have to now. Just Google him. You can do one of his 10-minute, like, quick breathing exercises with him. It's like a guided class, like anything. It's audio, and do that every day for a week.
We call him the Iceman.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
he's incredible.
Check him out.
And then Colleen Garrett, is Mark still going to teach some yoga videos? I think we're going to both start shooting when Juliana's ready.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. I think I want to do, like, some beginner courses and then some real power yoga courses for the app. But maybe we'll put a couple on YouTube. So so probably on Boho Beautiful Official for like, because I really want to put some courses together. I think it's really important. But I also know the importance on YouTube for men to see other men doing yoga, because yoga is for everybody, and it drives crazy that there's this very feminine stigma with it. when it's a human experience, and it's just such amazing human growth for everyone can be found through you. I'm very, very passionate about that, and I'm very, very passionate about how it's impacted me, not just physically, but spiritually, and it just in my perception.
That's beautiful.
Anyways,
There's another question that came in about, speaking of yoga, since we're on the topic, from Grace Gatfield. What can you actually do at this moment for yoga? If you're referring to like postpartum, to me personally, I've been doing everything gently. So I'm not doing any powerful, like I'm not jumping into chaturangas or anything like that, but very, I don't say gentle because I'm still trying to slowly bring my strength out, but there are no real restrictions outside of just listening to your body. And like I said, we don't recommend jumping until like 6 weeks postpartum. But other than that, and it's a lot of pelvic floor strengthening, which is very, very helpful.
So Madison White, we could talk about this forever, so we'll be quick.
Yeah.
Are you guys planning on traveling all over like before with your new little warrior? The quick answer is yes, absolutely.
Yeah. The other question is how, because of obviously the COVID restrictions.
But there is a lot of places still we can go. We have friends who just left Nasara.
And they went to Ecuador.
They went to Ecuador and Breathe and Flow. I don't know if you guys follow any of
They're actually a couple very similar to us that have a YouTube channel as well, and they do wonderful yoga videos. So you guys should check them out.
Amazing, brilliant, beautiful light beings.
Yeah, and they're sweet.
So if you go YouTube search Breathe and Flow, and there's great, like I was saying, men yoga for men. He's got a great yoga for men series, and they do amazing everything videos.
And they're in Ecuador right now, and for them to travel there was you just had to take a COVID test to enter the country, and that was it. There was not even a quarantine.
So we want to go to Ecuador.
Yeah,
for sure.
So there's definitely places still in the world that we can go to. Taking COVID better, then we can do that.
Tisdale said it's good to know that your mom's coming from Calgary. She's in Edmonton and can't wait to get back to Malapai, Santa Teresa. If you're planning on staying past that Canadian deadline of when they're doing all the crazy stuff when you return, you can just go through America, touch down, and then continue through.
There's a United flight that flies from Calgary through Denver and comes to Liberia. So for any of you guys.
So try not to let Justin Trudeau keep you at home unless you're planning on coming back right away, and that makes it very risky. But if you want to relocate, there's no better time.
Or if you want to come for like a longer stay, if your life allows you to do that, then do it. But I understand for people that can only take a week or 2 weeks off work or whatever, then of course it's kind of crazy to have to quarantine for 2 weeks after.
We have a super chat, you guys. There is a super chat feature where if you donate some money to Boho Beautiful, which is weird, but if you want to, we'll feature your comment.
Well, it features your.
It
comment.
features your comment,
features
and then we'll respond. So Jacqueline Hansel, your app is a lifesaver. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It means a lot to us that you're enjoying the app.
So Jacqueline, thank you. Honestly, we've put so much on the line, I think, for building that thing out and for maintaining it, especially in the last while, to just try to keep up with what we feel is right. And so much heart and soul into that app and Boho Beautiful Official as a whole. So we appreciate everyone who comes and moving along. It's getting loud here, eh?
A little bit, yeah.
Would you please be able to pronounce your baby's name, please? I don't know why I don't want to say it wrong. Melanie Turquoise.
It's Xavian.
Xavian.
So I always had to tell it to my family because my family has a hard time pronouncing it. I'm like a letter X and then with a Z, Xavian, even though it's not spelled with a Z, but you pronounce it that way.
It's funny. Yeah, everyone has a hard time with that, eh?
Yeah, I guess it's the X. I think the X really hesitates people.
Somebody else was asking, and I lost it, how old he is, but we mentioned it earlier.
He's 1 month.
He is 1 month old today. We're having a little birthday party for him tonight. I know that sounds weird, but...
Our friend Fab, who owns Love Burger, makes some amazing vegan desserts here, and he's got a little cupcake.
With an X on it. So we're going to we might make a little Zoom and send it to the family if they want to hang out for a half hour. And he's just going to probably sleep or
be eating a boob. But
he's obsessed with her boob. It's crazy.
That's what infants are.
So funny. Yeah. Chloe Kalan, can you do a video to get proper form for chaturanga? That's a good segue, actually. I'm going to be taking all our tutorial videos that were on Patreon in the next week or so and putting them on the app. So it's probably about 22 different poses. But we can put some of them maybe on YouTube.
Yeah.
What do you
But
think?
we also you guys know that our app has a free trial as well. So for those of you guys that are new to our channel, maybe you haven't checked it out yet. No pressure, no cost for you to go and just do a 7-day trial and see if you like it, and then you could see all these videos as well. And so it just makes it a little bit more special. So, but yeah, we'll definitely have tons of tutorials coming up. And actually, we do have a chaturanga tutorial.
We do. I remember
on
it's
that
so
list.
old. We shot in Cambodia.
It is. It's very old.
I remember.
Yeah,
I literally remember we shot at the Blue Spirit. Oh my god! If any. I literally remember we shot at the Blue Spirit. Oh my god! If any of you guys ever. It's
in
like
Siem Reap.
in Siem Reap. It's like our favorite.
Yeah.
Everybody remember that?
I do.
In the little shala?
Yeah.
Oh my god, we were like babies.
So long ago. Wow.
Oh wow. Second and third trimester videos from Samantha Gonzalez. She's getting antsy and she's in her second trimester.
Oh.
We're so sorry.
It's they're shot. They just need to be edited and put together.
I need to wash less dishes and edit more videos.
We're trying. We're trying to. They will be there.
Oh my
soon.
goodness, that's so funny. What's their channel name again? It's Bo Beautiful Life. It's the second channel.
The personal channel is Bo Beautiful
Someone's
Life.
asking when that video about labor's coming.
I would say probably next month. I want to say March. It's interesting, you guys. I had a beautiful team of people during the labor, and we had 2 doulas and 2 midwives. And the 2 doulas, Mark kind of taught them how to use their cell phones to film things.
Oh yeah.
And she filmed
like mid-labor. I'm like going crazy. You're like, this is how you shoot a video.
Yeah. So she shot some very, intense stuff too. And we actually haven't even had a chance.
It hasn't been a chance. We've had many chances.
Well, I don't know. I just can't watch it yet. I'm not ready to watch it yet. I think it's still processing the journey. But once we're ready, and I'm sure Mark, you're going to put together something very beautiful.
It means so much to us that other than just the labor video, we've been talking about possibly making it into like a short documentary, because with our doulas and midwives and lots of people that have a lot of really wise experience and opinions.
We want to interview them and have them speak and
so
share
important.
their knowledge. Like our midwives, are amazing. Like one of the midwives, she's actually Canadian, but she's been working here for like 20 years in Costa Rica, and she's got over 30 years of experience, and she's seen everything. And I think it's amazing to have someone like her speak to the camera to just share her vast amount of knowledge about home birth and birth in general, because she's worked in hospitals too and homes. So
I think it was the minute that we watched The Business of Being Born for the first time, right after you were pregnant, that it was just like
it changed everything.
For us. So if you are pregnant, or you know anyone who is, or you're planning on it anytime soon, or you're just interested in birth consciousness as a whole, start with The Business of Being Born. It's a beautiful.
And also, May Gaskin, who is a very famous midwife from the States, has some amazing books that I'd highly recommend for anyone that's pregnant out there that wants to read, or if you're just interested in learning more about, like Mark said, conscious birthing. Check her out.
And we'll put some May Gaskin links in this. When we're done, we're gonna repost this as a video, and then we'll include it in the links in the bottom, so that you guys can get directly to her. But May Gaskin, she's amazing. Is there gonna be a new cookbook by Kristen Furlow? Huh.
Yeah, one
How
day.
did you know? How did she know?
One day.
Yeah.
Soon. Yes.
This year, hopefully.
Yeah.
We're really
excited.
Got
lots of big plans for this year.
Like always, so many plans.
We have a lot of big plans, but also we're kind of letting our expectations just kind of chill, because he's the priority of our life now. But it'll happen.
Yeah.
With my mom coming to help, it will definitely give us a little more time for me to get back to work and get that going. So, yeah.
Gwen Hinnon, how do you feel as parents now after 1 month?
How do we feel as parents?
I think let's try to answer it in a word each.
In one word?
I don't know. Is that possible? Or sentence? Different.
You feel different.
I did this letter to Xavian for a time capsule, and it just had come out while I was speaking. But the whole world feels different, and I feel exactly the same, and not in a bad way, but because the whole world has changed, it's allowing me to like release this different energy that I haven't ever been able to release and cultivate in my being before.
Yeah.
So different for me in a beautiful way. I don't know, what do we?
Oh, for sure. I feel
One word. Can you try it?
surrendered.
Oh,
I feel.
that's beautiful.
Yeah, because you know, like I was saying earlier, there's this one side of me that is the old me that's like, I need to get back on the mat. I need to like get my strength back. Oh my God, I haven't been working, the business, all these things. And then there's another side of me that's now, no, that's all great. That's all there. I have a beautiful human that is in my arms that needs me and that I am here for now. And I truly am surrendered to what he needs. You know what I mean? Like,
I love it. I think that's so.
and that's what I was saying. Like, he takes my priority now above everything, and that's beautiful. And I think that all mothers can relate to that. I mean, he depends on me. It depends on you. You know, he's our little guy, and
he's so amazing.
as much as I love everything that we do with Boho Beautiful and being a teacher and my practice, he does take priority over that.
And it will all take the shape and form that the universe allows it to now.
Yeah, and so I'm surrendered to that unfolding of it because at times it's hard, like I said, especially in the first weeks when you're like, you know, lost on sleep and he's crying and you're really getting the hang of everything, and the breastfeeding was difficult at first, latching, and it was really stressful. You just like, and I cried a lot, and obviously it was like hormones too, like your body shifting. Well, I had a few times where I was just like, oh my God, how do I do this, you know? And so I think once you surrender to this unfolding of just like, these are the steps I have to go through. Like my initiation into a mother continues. It wasn't just the labor and everything I went through during that 33 hours. It is continuing now as I'm leaping forward into learning the ways of being a mom and taking care of my son.
I love that.
And surrendering to the good, the challenges, the blissful moments, the poopy diapers, and all.
So many.
So
that's amazing. I can't believe he's still asleep.
I know.
He's like, yo, I'm a month old now. I'm gonna sleep.
It's almost we're
almost
reaching
an hour.
So
that's how long we do these.
We didn't expect it, you guys. We thought we're like 30 minutes. He's gonna cry, and then we'll be on.
It's amazing. We have another super chat from Irish Rose saying, "Thank you for all that you do. Appreciate your videos. More Pilates with a question mark. I wish I could send a baby gift, so this is a small monetary gift for him."
Oh, thank you, Irish. So sweet.
Irish, thank you so much.
You.
What will we do with the $5 for him? I don't know. Buy him another. We have such little amount of stuff, like for baby stuff. We're like totally being minimal as parents. That I don't know. When he's where we'll buy him a cupcake for his birthday. When he isn't breastfeeding, I don't know. But thank you. That's so sweet of you. Yeah. And more Pilates.
Yeah, actually, well, the fact about Pilates is that I have to myself personally gain my strength back in my core, and I started with some very basic Pilates moves, and I think I'm gonna make a set of that to help people wherever you are in your journey, whether you've given birth or maybe you're just starting back up. That'll be a nice class. So yeah, Pilates for sure are gonna be coming in the next month, I want to say.
That's so great. What else do we have going on here? Some questions, eh? Lots of beautiful comments, you guys.
Yeah.
Melina Sankova, it's lovely seeing you two. You are glowing. Thank you for sharing your experience and your energy with us. Thank you for being here with us, Melina. Samantha, I love you guys all. You've done for many of us. Sending you lots of love and light from Samantha Gonzalez. Sending our love back. You can say something back. What are you going to say?
Yeah. Oh, you're trying to read. I was sorry. I was just, there's so many comments I was trying to read. Since post-pregnancy bodies are still pretty taboo.
Read it aloud.
Okay. Since post-pregnancy from
Melchoir Lees.
Yeah. Since post-pregnancy bodies are still pretty taboo, is there pressure from the outside source for you as well? Sure. I mean, I think.
God, the world's so messed up. Of course.
Yeah, like
it's perfectly natural
to feel like, oh my God, no, it's been 4 weeks. I should be back in how I was right before. Been responding quite well. I was like bigger stretch marks or things like that.
I think you took extreme care of your body. Took extreme care of your body.
Yeah, I ate very well. And lots of like good supplements and collagen boosters and things like that. But of course, still, like I look at myself in the mirror and like my hips have changed, and I'm like, whoa, like there are moments for sure. I think all women experience that, you know.
And do you feel pressure?
That's to get back into your bathing suit and be like, yeah, I'm back to my body. But I think what all women have to remember is that, again, like I said, you created life and you birthed life into this world. Your body had to change in order to do that, and I have to remind myself that as well.
Well, that's a surrendered thing.
And that it's okay that in every body is different in the way it responds, right? Some people can jump right back into it, and maybe their metabolisms are faster, whatever. Like every person is different, and for some people it takes longer. And so I see a lot of the women posting things like, oh, I'm sick. I think it's wonderful, but at the same time I also sometimes worry that it allows women to compare their journeys to these other people's journeys, and that's hard because you can't compare your body to the other woman's body because your journey is completely different than what hers was. And I think we have to remember that.
That's so wise.
Mm-hmm. Because the internet is, like social media, Instagram, like, and you also, like, you can't really judge it because someone can take a photo and they can angle their body because they want to show off their body or whatever. And then you look at that and you're like, wow, I don't look like this. And you know what I mean? It just takes you down the spiral of negativity. And that's something that I don't like about social media.
Well, and then there's also the reverse side too. The people that like then kind of virtue signal at times. I mean, I'm sure some of them do it with natural intention and really positive intention, but then there's the women that are like, the no makeup virtue signaling, and or like the post-pregnancy body stuff. And then it also like, it's just, I think everyone just has to realize wherever they are, you're perfect.
As long as you're taking care of your body.
I can't really speak to the pregnancy side, but wherever you are in your journey, and how you feel and that's what matters, how you feel.
Yeah, and that's the feeling what's most important, right? It's for some women, like for me, I was at 3 weeks that I feel comfortable to start getting back up on the mat, and I started going slow. For some women, sometimes it's 6 weeks, sometimes it's 2 months, and they're like, wow, like my body is weak. It went through a marathon. It took longer. So for every person, it's different. And I think as long as you just check in and tune in with how you're feeling, and you let that feeling guide your journey, that's all you can do, and not worry about the external appearance. You have to worry and focus on gaining your strength back and feeling good inside, and then the rest will just follow.
How'd you get so wise? I'm serious. Lisa Nash, are you nursing? And if so, vegan? How are you keeping yourself nourished for you and your baby?
I am.
You talked a lot about your diet so far.
Yeah, I'm breastfeeding him.
Show the little guy again. He's kind of waking up. Oh my God, he smiled.
I'm breastfeeding him, and
so am I, but with my finger.
Yeah, well, we had to give him extra milk because I have a lot of milk, but
it took a while.
It took a while to come in, and so we had a lactation consultant, and she said we put like a syringe with a little tube, and then Mark attaches it to the finger, and then he gives him extra milk.
And we don't need to be doing that anymore, but that gives you time.
Yeah, so sometimes he'll do that for an hour. He'll have like a call or something, and he'll be
I did it like for 4.5 the other morning.
Yeah, and then it gives me time to actually have space for me, and I get on my mat, and
it makes me feel purposeful.
Yeah,
because it gives her time. Yeah. It's really beautiful, actually.
But in regards to nourishment, yeah, like I'm eating very, very healthy. My mom told me, she was like, eat lots of walnuts. Apparently, walnuts makes your milk fattier. That's a midwife's tale, maybe, but I don't know. But so I've been eating lots of nuts and nourishing my body well, and it's been good. Yeah.
Well, what else? We're running low on time.
Yeah, we're nearing an hour, so we'll probably take a couple more questions, and then we'll close this off because we'll have to feed him because it's been an hour since he ate.
So many beautiful comments.
Yeah, so many hearts.
Oh my God. So from all over the world, like New Zealand, Croatia, Greece, France, Germany. Like this is just in what I can see right now. It's really cool. I think that's my favorite thing about the internet and about being able to do what we do, is that it allows us all to come together at this moment from all different points on the planet in some miraculous like coding experiment gone wild to be able to like share this energy and to do like really positive stuff together and to like find a safe place online, which is mostly not safe, to just be bright and light and smile and like not necessarily be subjected to all of the other things on the internet that can be really soul sucking and draining. You're just gonna smile and nod, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's nothing to say to me about
Well, I agree. I agree with all of it. It's because the internet right now, especially I think with the pandemic, and I think a lot of people have noticed, look anywhere without just being like thrown this fear and negativity. And so we really have to search, like you said, for more light in our lives. And we do it, but we also, when we do things like that, getting all this energy from you guys,
So,
it fills us up just as much because, you know, we're all in this together. We're all going through this time in our planet right now, dealing with all of these strange rules and pandemics in our own ways. So it's important to always fill your cup up with beautiful light anywhere you can find it.
yeah. And that's what I think is so special about the internet these days.
Yeah.
Is that you can still find it.
You can use it for good.
Yeah, when you use it for good. And when you focus and have the intention of finding good. Because there's a lot of good to be found. But if you just let the stream of your, what is it, like your news feeds and your Instagram feeds or whatever, or your like news highlights, if you go to news, like if you just let that into your mind without being conscious about what you want to let into your mind, it can chew you up and really cause a lot of anxiety and a lot of depression, a lot of worry, and a lot of negativity.
I think that's what really kills me right now, is that what makes me sad about this whole pandemic is that, of course, it's really, really unfortunate of how it's affected a lot of people's health, but the fact that depression is on the rise, people are feeling very isolated, like the mental health component of this pandemic is terrible, and it crushes me, and I feel so bad for everyone out there. And so I just hope that, you know, for anyone that feels affected mentally by this isolation, to remember that you have control to find ways to help yourself. And the internet is full of good energy, classes and talks and people and music and just.
And because of the internet, you're not alone. Even if you're forced by government mandate to be alone, you're not. And we can use the internet as that tool to make sure that we fill up our cup, like Juliana was saying, because the studies are all coming out now, and the negative implications of all of these strategies that governments have put in place have it's a very discussion, I think, that for people to have, if you look at the data, to say like, not just was it worth it, but like, now what do we do? Because look at all the damage, look at all the overdoses, look at all the drug and alcohol addiction, all the broken families, all the depression, the anxiety, can go on, the list goes on forever. And so the thing we can say, and that you can say if you know anyone who's struggling, and you know, and all of us know people who are stuck alone, is find the good online and spend time supporting the people who need it, and spend time supporting yourself, because you have control.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing. People can take away, you know, a lot from you. I guess your lifestyle maybe, but what they can't, not people, but the situation, what it can't take away from you is that control of keeping the peace within yourself. Like, you are in control of.
It can control your situations.
Yeah, maybe you worded better than
it can control our situations, but we control how we feel about those situations
and how we respond to those situations.
There you go.
Yeah, and so that no one can take away from you. So get on your mat, breathe, eat good food, you know, get some air and sunshine if you can. Even if you're in a cold climate, you know, if it's a sunny day, just put your face out in the sun. And
last question from the bear female: are you saving this? And please do, so we can watch it tomorrow. We are. This is going to disappear as soon as we go offline.
Oh, you mean the chat will disappear?
Yeah, the chat will disappear, and the video live stream. But then I'm going to download it and then put it up as a video. It should arrive in the next hour or two on our page. And then we're also going to take the audio. Well, then now I'm just turning this into like, this is what we do. And obsessed with work or something. Then we're going to take the audio out of it, extract it like we do with all of these and all of our meditations, and we're going to put the video and the audio on Boho Beautiful Official. And I really love that because it allows you to download the audio on its own, so you can actually listen to this as a podcast or listen to any of our meditations as audio files and
Not
take them
just video.
anywhere and not just video. And eventually, in the near future, these podcasts will expand, and we're going to start doing them for real. We actually just ordered all the gear yesterday for your mom to bring down.
I know.
So we're going to be launching the Boho Frequency.
My mom is coming down with literally like 4 suitcases because there's a few things that we can't get here in Costa Rica.
Like proper microphones.
So-
Well, not you can get them in San Jose, but like if you really want to dial in and know what you're getting.
Yeah, so my poor mom is like carrying all this.
She's the
luggage.
gear mule. She's bringing it all over the border, and yeah, we're gonna set up a beautiful podcast space.
Yeah.
And then we want to have guests, and we want to like do this on the regular.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a fun new project.
And have conversations and bring more light into the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
So
With that said, we're gonna close off. It's about exactly an hour.
yeah, it's amazing.
He's actually like half awake.
This
and,
isn't an
and he's
hour.
like, he did a
Show
little
his
smile.
face. Show his little face.
He can't. I don't know.
I don't know what he's getting. Maybe it's okay if he wakes up now. I guess.
Hi.
Oh, oh
Look
my
at
god.
his hair too. It's
Look-
like
Yeah, look at
really like mohawky right now.
punk rock. You know, a mohawk. There we go. Punk rock kid. Oh, Xavian, you're
Uh,
melting my heart.
yeah. You're such a good boy.
Such a good boy. Wow.
Anyways, you guys, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for being here.
Thank you for all of your energy.
Yeah, thank you for
Your
your love,
support
your
and love.
support, your comments, your emails. I mean, it means the world to us.
Everything we've talked about will be down in the links.
Yeah, and
um,
we hope you have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Have a beautiful week, month, year.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sending
Wow.
you all our love from our hearts, and we'll see you soon.
Bye from the three of us.